nitaingia kwa peke yako. No problem. No problem. Ama mpe mmoja.
Good afternoon, members of the press. We are here as members of Parliament, both the National Assembly as well as the Senate, on a very grave matter or issue. I'm sure you are aware on the abduction and torture of one Denis Itumbi. And I'll go ahead and start with a statement from the group, and then we'll go ahead and have the other members give their input. Okay, statement on Denis Itumbi by members of Parliament, as I've said. On the 23rd of December 2021, which is yesterday at around 2:50 p.m., Denis Itumbi was abducted as he left a barbershop in Kibicho. Eyewitnesses reported that 3 men violently accosted Itumbi and swiftly forced him into a Toyota Premier Saloon car, KBL 455S. Police officers who had been arresting members of the public for not wearing masks stopped their action and rounded up citizens as soon as Itumbi was abducted. Someone at the barbershop had the presence of mind to find the cell phone number of Mr. Josiah Murigo, a close associate of Mr. Itumbi, and reported the abduction. Murigo quickly alerted Itumbi's colleagues and family, who mobilized and reported the matter to the Igwa police post by OB 10-23-12-2021 at 15:40 hours. A search effort proceeded. One tip-off indicated that Itumbi had been taken to Parklands police station under arrest, but it turned out to be false. The triangulation of Itumbi's mobile phone signal tracked it to Kigwa Ridgeways, but he was not found there. The Hustler Nation therefore raised a hue and cry, following with thousands of Kenyans accordingly mobilized and did their part in searching for Itumbi and bringing his abduction to the attention of the media and of the government. For many terrifying hours, no one had any clue on Itumbi's whereabouts. At 11:22 p.m., David Itumbi, brother to Denis Itumbi, received a call from a number belonging to a Mr. Makoka, a taxi driver who had found Itumbi limping in the Lucky Summer area near Kasarani Stadium. Itumbi was severely injured and in great pain, having been tortured at length as his abductors drove him around the city. He was eventually thrown out of the vehicle into a thicket and left for dead. He managed to crawl to the nearest road, where he sought help from boda riders, and this is where Mr. Makoha recognized him and offered to help. A passing taxi driver recognized Itumbi in his state and found warm clothes for him, after which he was taken to the Ruaraka Uhai Neema Hospital in Kasarani for emergency first aid. Thereafter, Itumbi was evacuated to the Nairobi West Hospital, where he is admitted for further treatment. He has suffered extensive torture, including repeatedly battery of his limbs with a hammer, and sustained soft tissue injuries as well as fractures. A comprehensive medical report following a full examination of his injuries will be shared in due course. Itumbi has confirmed that his abductors took turns to beat him, while warning him that the torture was revenge for his social media coverage of CS Fred Matiang'I, PS Karanja Kibicho, the Inspector General of the Police Service Hilary Mutyambai, and DCI George Kinoti. They also questioned him on a post he made on Saturday 18th December 2021 on formation of a KRA team led by Sami Mushemi, ostensibly to harass business people associated with Deputy President William Ruto. In particular, the abductors, torturers emphatically demanded that Itumbi stop discussing Mr. David Mwendwa, son of the Inspector General of the National Police Service, who is under investigation following a road accident that claimed the lives of 2 boda riders. The criminal squad handcuffed him from behind and tied his legs with a rope. They told him he knew why they were arresting him upon his inquiry, and added he will know more when he would be interrogated by the boss who he must support. On saying he would rather die than support anyone's cause by coercion, that is when the beatings and torture started. We thank the boda riders who first responded to Itumbi'S distress with empathy and urgency, and the taxi driver who acted with selflessness and compassion, as well as the medics at Ruaraka, Uhai, Neema, and Nairobi West Hospital who have treated Itumbi. We note that following Itumbi'S abduction, a campaign of misinformation intensified by individuals and bloggers who do bidding for the police and office of the president, which made it extremely difficult to find Itumbi, affording the criminals ample time to perform their heinous acts. It is clear from the intensity of this disinformation that Itumbi'S abduction and torture was orchestrated and resourced from highest placed quarters. It is a matter of tremendous sorrow for us to witness the return of the horrors of the darkest point of Kenya's autocratic regime, which we believed to be gone for good. It is important to note that abductions, arbitrary detention, torture, and other forms of state-sponsored terror and harassment have made their big comeback. We condemn this policy of backsliding into retrogressive, savage, and intolerable political and administrative measures. We are not going back there. We ask the president to call his security apparatus to order and desist from the temptation to indulge in bloodthirsty and repressive violations of human rights and fundamental freedoms. As an essential characteristic of his legacy, the president must strive to live by his oath of office to defend, protect, and observe the Constitution and do justice to all Kenyans without fear, favor, malice, or ill will. We demand impartial and independent investigation, and the president to constitute a commission of inquiry into the existence of a criminal squad targeting political players. We thank Kenyans at large, especially on social media and the mainstream media. They saved Itumbi'S life. And we cannot forget the patriotic officers who provided vital information that Itumbi was in the hands of a criminal undercover hit squad, and advised that Kenyans pile pressure, failure to which he would be killed before daybreak this morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The statement which has been read is a representation of the fact